On the night of November 15th, 1966, two young couples driving through an abandoned munitions site outside Point Pleasant, West Virginia, saw something following their car that none of them have been able to fully explain in the 6 decades since. They described a figure roughly 7 feet tall, grey, with wings folded against its back, and eyes that glowed a solid, reflective red. Over the following 13 months, more than 100 people in that same small town would report seeing something matching that description. Then a bridge collapsed and the sightings stopped. Tonight, the Mothman, not the movie version. The documented sightings, the named witnesses, and the timeline that ends with one of the deadliest bridge disasters in American history. On the evening of November 15th, 1966, Roger and Linda Scarberry, along with Steve and Mary Millette, were driving through the McClintic Wildlife Station, a former World War II munitions manufacturing site outside Point Pleasant, known locally as the TNT Area. The property was riddled with abandoned concrete ammunition bunkers once used to store explosives, and it had a local reputation as a place where strange things were seen. As they passed one of the old structures, their headlights caught 2 glowing red circles reflecting back at them, roughly 6 inches apart, at a height that suggested something considerably taller than a person. What emerged from the shadow of the bunker was a grey, man-shaped figure, estimated between 6 and 7 feet tall, with wings folded against its back. It did not run. It did not fly at them. It simply turned and began to move. The group panicked and drove for the main road. According to their statements, the figure followed, not on foot but gliding, without visibly flapping its wings, keeping pace with their car at speeds they later estimated at up to 100 miles per hour. They drove straight to the Point Pleasant Police Department. Deputy Millard Halstead, who took their statement that night, described all 4 witnesses as visibly and genuinely terrified, not the behavior of people playing a prank. None of the 4 ever altered their account in the decades that followed. The sightings didn't stop with that 1 carload of teenagers. Within days, the local paper was fielding calls from people who'd seen the same thing. Mary Hyre, a reporter and editor for the Athens Messenger who covered the Point Pleasant area, became the informal recorder for sightings almost immediately after the Scarberry-Millette account became public. Within the following week, she had logged reports from at least 5 other groups of witnesses, independently describing the same figure. Hyre herself reported an encounter. While parked near the TNT area on a follow-up visit, she described a large grey shape moving along the tree line at a distance, low to the ground, before rising and disappearing over the tops of the trees. Multiple law enforcement officers filed their own reports during this period. Deputy Halstead, the same officer who had taken the original statement, reported his own sighting weeks later. A large, dark figure crossing a field at a speed he described as faster than any person could run before it lifted off the ground entirely. A volunteer fireman also gave a description, matching the original account almost exactly. Grey body, red eyes, wingspan he estimated at 8 to 10 feet. By the end of November 1966, Hyre's article had drawn national wire coverage. The name Mothman, coined by a local newspaper editor as a nod to the then popular Batman television series, stuck. Sightings continued through 1967, tapering in frequency but not disappearing. Witnesses across the Point Pleasant area continued to report the same description. Grey, winged, red-eyed, human in outline but wrong in proportion. On December 15, 1967, at approximately 5 at night, the Silver Bridge, the primary connection between Point Pleasant, West Virginia, and Canaga, Ohio, over the Ohio River, collapsed during rush hour traffic. 46 people were killed. The bridge failure was later attributed by federal investigators to a single cracked eye bar in the suspension chain, a structural defect fully explainable by conventional engineering. What researchers who tracked the Mothman sightings noted, independent of any claim about causation, was the timeline. Several witnesses in the weeks leading up to the collapse reported sightings specifically in proximity to the bridge itself, a location that had not previously been part of the sighting pattern, which up to that point had centered on the TNT area several miles away. After December 15, 1967, reported sightings in the Point Pleasant area dropped to nearly zero. Whether that represents coincidence, a shift in public attention following a genuine tragedy, or something else, is a question that has never been settled, and one that researchers on both sides of the argument acknowledge cannot be fully resolved with the evidence available. Across more than 100 reported sightings logged in the 13 months prior to the bridge collapse, certain details recur consistently. A reported height between 6 and 7 feet. A grey or brown body, man-shaped in silhouette. Large wings folded against the back when at rest and used in a gliding motion rather than active flapping. And most consistently, the eyes. Described uniformly as large, round and glowing a solid red, without pupils, visible even at significant distance in low light. Witnesses also consistently described an absence of a distinct head. The eyes appeared to sit near the top of the shoulders, without a clearly defined neck. And the behavior again was consistent. Observation and pursuit, rather than attack. In every documented account, the figure was reported following or watching witnesses, never making direct contact. The accounts in this video are drawn from contemporaneous newspaper reporting, witness statements, and documented investigator records from 1966 and 1967. They are presented as reported. New accounts every week. If you've had an encounter of your own with something you couldn't explain, leave it in the comments below. You don't have to prove anything, just tell us what you saw. Keep your eyes open out there.